The video opens with a stark, black and white animation. A single, stylized drop of blood falls into black water, sending out slow, concentric ripples. The camera pans up to a close-up of a human eye, reflecting a chaotic, nightmarish landscape. The cross-hatching is impossibly detailed. A low, resonant, and slightly melancholic score begins. There is a pain you carry that has no name. It is not a memory. A memory can be recalled, examined, and filed away. This is different. This is a presence. A phantom limb that aches with the cold. A ghost that whispers your failures to you in the dead of night. It is the scar tissue on your soul, and it is more sensitive than healthy flesh. You have tried to ignore it. You have tried to numb it. You have tried to bury it under ambition, distraction, and the noise of the world. But it remains. It is a part of your architecture now. A brand, seared into you by the fires of your past. This is the psychology of the branded. And if you do not understand it, it will destroy you. Not with a sudden blow, but with a slow, grinding erosion of your will, until there is nothing left but the pain itself. But what if this brand was not a curse? What if it was a tool? What if the very thing that marks you for suffering could be forged into your greatest weapon? Stay with me through this darkness. And I will show you how to carry your pain, not as a burden that breaks your back, but as the sword you will use to carve your own fate. Title: The Brand of Sacrifice. How to carry your pain without breaking ### phase 2. The problem you feel it, don't you? That subtle, yet persistent, hum of dread beneath the surface of your daily life. It is the quiet certainty that any moment of peace is merely a ceasefire, not a victory. You land the job, you find the relationship, you achieve the goal, and for a fleeting instant, the sun breaks through the clouds. You feel warmth on your skin. Then, the brand on your neck begins to ache. A cold wave of anxiety washes over you. The warmth feels like a lie. The peace feels like a trap. Your mind, a masterful inquisitor, begins its interrogation. When will they discover you are an imposter? When will this person see the real, broken you and leave? How will this good fortune be ripped away from you this time? You find yourself in a meeting, surrounded by colleagues celebrating a success. You smile. You nod. You say the right things. But inside, you are scanning the horizon for the enemy. You are not present in the celebration. You are a sentry on a watchtower, waiting for the inevitable attack. This hypervigilance, which you believe is keeping you safe, is actually caging you. It is a prison of your own making, built from the bricks of past traumas. You might be in a relationship filled with genuine affection. Your partner looks at you with love, and in their eyes, you see a future. But the brand throbs. It tells you that love is a vulnerability. That closeness is a prelude to betrayal. And so, you create distance. You find fault. You pick a fight over nothing. You test them, pushing them away, secretly hoping they will fight to stay, but fully expecting them to leave. You are reenacting the original wound, again and again, proving to yourself the truth the brand has taught you. You are meant to be alone. You are meant to suffer. This is the hidden cost of carrying an unexamined brand. The cost is not the memory of the pain. The cost is the future you sacrifice upon its altar. The brand does not just remind you of the demons you have faced. It convinces you that you are one of them. It isolates you with a terrible, secret pride. You look at the normal people, the ones who laugh freely and trust easily, and you feel a gulf between you. They cannot understand. They have not seen what you have seen. You are a veteran of a war they have never heard of, and the brand is your dog tag. It separates you. It makes you feel unique, but what it truly makes you is alone. This isolation is the fertile ground where despair takes root. And if you allow it to grow, it will choke out every possibility of light from your life. You will become a ghost long before you are a corpse. Visual. A sequence of images depicting this internal struggle. A man's smiling face at a party, but his reflection in a window is gaunt and haunted. A hand reaching out for another, only to pull back at the last second. A figure curled up in a dark room, while outside a sunlit world passes by. ### Phase 3. Solution: to understand how to master this brand, we must look to a world of profound darkness, to the story of a man who is the very embodiment of this struggle. We must look to the Black Swordsman, Guts, From the dark masterpiece, Berserk. Guts bears a literal brand of sacrifice on his neck. It is a demonic mark that attracts monsters, ghosts, and the damned. It bleeds in their presence, causing him excruciating pain. It is a constant, physical torment that ensures he will never know a moment's peace. Every night, he is hunted. Every day, he is haunted. This is not merely a fantasy plot device. It is one of the most powerful metaphors ever created for profound trauma. The brand is the constant reminder of his ultimate betrayal. It is the physical manifestation of his deepest pain and loss. And it functions exactly as your own brand does. It attracts more darkness, and it isolates him from the rest of humanity. But here is the crucial insight. Here is the secret that Guts, through sheer, bloody-minded will, discovers. The brand is not just a vulnerability. It is also a sensory organ. It is a compass for the abyss. When the demons are near, before he can see them or hear them, the brand bleeds. The pain is a warning. It is a signal that tells him, danger is here. Prepare for battle. The solution, then, is not to erase the brand. That is impossible. The solution is to change its function. It is to learn to read the pain. To transform the curse into a compass, the burden into a weapon. This transformation is built on three core principles. Visual. An animation of the brand of sacrifice appearing on a black background. As each principle is described, intricate patterns, like the engravings on a sword, grow out from it. Principle 1. The brand is a compass. Your pain has made you perceptive. The betrayals you have endured have taught you to recognize the subtle frequencies of deceit in a person's voice. The failures you have suffered have given you an intimate understanding of risk and hubris. The losses you have mourned have made you sensitive to the precious, fleeting nature of happiness. These are not curses. These are forms of sight. When you feel that familiar ache, that anxiety, that dread, that sense of impending doom, do not immediately retreat into despair. Stop. Listen. The brand is bleeding. It is trying to tell you something. It is a warning system, honed by every scar you have ever received. Your task is to learn its language. Is it warning you of a genuine threat, a manipulative person, a situation that mirrors a past disaster? Or is it a phantom, an echo of a battle long past? By learning to differentiate, you stop being a slave to your anxiety and start becoming a master of your intuition. Your trauma becomes a dark, but powerful, form of wisdom. Principle 2. The brand is a crucible. A crucible is a vessel that withstands immense heat, used to melt down raw materials and purify them into something stronger, like steel. Pain is the fire. You are the crucible. The world will try to break you. Fate, chance, and the malice of others will strike you down again and again. This is a given. The brand on your soul is the proof that you have already been through this fire. The critical truth is this: the pain is not the point. Your response to the pain is the point. Every time you are struck down and choose to get back up, not because you are hopeful, not because you are optimistic, but simply out of a stubborn, defiant refusal to stay broken, the steel of your will is tempered. The act of enduring, of putting one foot in front of the other when every fiber of your being screams for you to surrender, is an act of creation. You are forging yourself into something that cannot be easily shattered. The brand is not the mark of your weakness, it is the evidence of the heat you have already withstood. It is the proof that you are hard to kill. Principle 3. The brand is a beacon. The brand of sacrifice attracts demons. This is its nature. In your life, this means your unresolved trauma may attract dysfunctional people. It may lead you into self-sabotaging situations. It draws darkness to it. But a beacon does two things. It not only attracts ships, it also illuminates the rocks. Your brand, in its terrible way, brings clarity. It burns away the trivialities of life. When you are constantly aware of the potential for suffering, you no longer have patience for falsehood, for social games, for hollow pursuits. It forces you to ask the hard questions. What is truly worth fighting for? Who is truly worth bleeding for? What purpose is worth the inevitable pain of its pursuit? This clarity is a terrifying gift. It strips the world of its comforting illusions and shows you the brutal, unvarnished truth of existence. Most people spend their lives running from this truth. You, the branded, have it seared into your skin. This gives you the potential for a life of profound purpose, for you are one of the few who understands the true stakes of the game. To make this simple, think of it like this. Your pain is like a deep-sea diver's knowledge of pressure. To the surface dweller, the depths are simply a dark, terrifying mystery. But the diver who has been to the abyss understands pressure. They know its dangers, they respect its power, and they know how to navigate it to find things of immense value that the surface dwellers will never see. Your brand is your knowledge of the pressure of existence. Do not resent it. Use it to navigate the depths. Visual. A powerful image of a warrior forging a sword. We see the metal glowing in the fire, the hammer strikes creating sparks, and the final, gleaming, impossibly sharp blade. Phase 4. The application philosophy is useless if it remains in the clouds. It must be dragged down to earth, covered in mud and blood, and made into a tool you can use tomorrow morning. The transformation of the brand is not a single event. It is a daily practice. It is a war of attrition fought on the battlefield of your own mind. Here are 4 practical, actionable steps to begin this process. This is your training. Step 1. Map your brand. You cannot fight an enemy whose territory you do not understand. Your pain feels like a vague, suffocating fog because you have allowed it to remain so. We will give it form. Take a piece of paper or open a new document. In the center, write down the event, the period, or the feeling that constitutes your brand. Be honest and unflinching. Now, from that central point, draw lines outward like a spider's web. At the end of each line, you will document an echo of the brand. What specific triggers does it create? When a certain type of person speaks, do you feel an irrational distrust? That is an echo. What negative beliefs about yourself did it forge? I am not worthy of success. I will always be abandoned. Write them down. These are echoes. What compulsive behaviors does it fuel? Procrastination? Self-sabotage? Pushing people away? Document them. You are not doing this to wallow in misery. You are doing this as a strategist. You are converting a formless terror into a map of the battlefield. You are identifying the enemy's positions, his tripwires, his fortifications. For the first time, you will see the full architecture of your pain, and you will realize it is not an infinite monster. It has a shape. And anything that has a shape can be fought. Step 2. Calibrate your compass. For the next 7 days, you will become a scientist of your own suffering. Carry a small notebook or use a dedicated note on your phone. The moment you feel the brand ache, that spike of anxiety, that wave of despair, that familiar dread, you will perform a simple 3-part diagnosis. First, identify. Name the feeling precisely. Is it fear? Is it shame? Is it anger? Be specific. Second, interrogate. Ask the feeling. What are you warning me about? Listen to the first answer your mind provides. You're going to fail this presentation. This person is lying to you. You're about to be hurt again. Third, investigate. Now, become a detective. Is the warning based on objective evidence in the present moment, or is it a ghost from the past? Is your boss actually showing signs of disapproval, or does he simply resemble someone who hurt you before? Is your partner being distant, or are you projecting your own fear of abandonment onto them? Write it down. Asterisk, feeling, intense anxiety. Warning, my friend is angry with me. Investigation, she is just tired and stressed from work. My fear is a ghost of a past friendship that ended badly. You are calibrating your compass. You are learning to distinguish between a true magnetic north, a real threat, and the magnetic interference of your past trauma. This practice, done consistently, will slowly give you power over your reactions. You will stop being a puppet of your past. Step 3. Forge the will through micro-rages. The brand is a wellspring of chaotic energy. For most of your life, this energy has manifested as despair, anxiety, or apathy, turning inward and poisoning you. We will now redirect it. A micro-rage is a small, contained, and constructive act of defiance fueled by the energy of your pain. It is the transmutation of suffering into action. Identify one small, concrete task you have been avoiding due to fear or a sense of hopelessness. It must be something you can complete in under 30 minutes. Examples. Making that phone call you've been dreading. Cleaning the one room in your house that has fallen into chaos. Replying to an email that feels overwhelming. Going for a 10-minute walk when all you want to do is lay down. Now, wait for the brand to ache. When you feel that familiar wave of powerlessness and despair wash over you, do not surrender to it. Instead, feel the anger beneath it. The rage at your own paralysis. The rage at the injustice of your fate. The rage at the pain itself. Use that flash of hot, defiant anger as rocket fuel. Do not think. Do not plan. Do not bargain. In that moment, you launch yourself into the task. You use the fire that was meant to burn you down to power the engine of your will. Completing the task is secondary. The true victory is in the act of transmutation itself. Each micro-rage is a single hammer blow on the steel of your soul. Done daily, it will forge a will so hard it will begin to frighten you with its own strength. Step 4. Find your fellow branded. The ultimate goal of the brand is to isolate you. To convince you that your struggle is unique, shameful, and incomprehensible to others. This is its most dangerous lie. Your final task is to systematically dismantle this lie. This is not about finding people who will shower you with pity or offer you empty platitudes. This is about finding the others who walk with a limp. The ones with the old scars and the haunted eyes. The fellow branded. This could be a single, trusted friend to whom you can speak without a filter. It could be a therapist or a support group, a formal alliance of strugglers. It could be found in the works of philosophers, writers, and artists who stared into the same abyss that you do. The goal is not to sit in a circle and complain about your wounds. The goal is to stand back to back, acknowledging the darkness that surrounds you, but drawing strength from the knowledge that you are not facing it alone. The silent nod of recognition from another person who understands is more powerful than 1,000 words of sympathy from someone who does not. Seek this connection. It is the antidote to the brand's poison of isolation. It does not remove the mark, but it transforms it from a symbol of shame into a crest of a shared, silent order. The order of those who endure. Visual. A montage of the 4 steps in action. A hand drawing the pain map. A person pausing, taking a deep breath, and writing in a journal. A figure, wreathed in a subtle fiery aura, scrubbing a floor with furious intensity. 2 shadowed figures sitting by a fire, not speaking, but sharing a moment of quiet understanding. Phase 5. The proof. Does this path work? Or is it merely poetry to soothe a damned soul? Look again to the Black Swordsman. Guts survives not in spite of his brand, but because of it. The pain of the brand is his alarm system, alerting him to the presence of apostles before any of his senses could. His rage, born from the trauma of the eclipse, is what gives him the inhuman strength to wield the Dragon Slave, a sword that is more a slab of iron than a blade. The weight of his past is not just a burden, it is the ballast that allows him to swing with such impossible force. His purpose, to protect Casca and to seek vengeance, is forged directly in the crucible of his greatest suffering. It is a purpose so powerful, so absolute, that it allows him to defy causality itself. He transforms his brand from a mark of a sacrificial lamb into the emblem of the relentless hunter. He carries his pain, and in carrying it, it becomes his strength. This is not just the stuff of dark fantasy. This principle is at the heart of one of the most resilient schools of psychology ever devised, forged in the most horrific crucible of the 20th century. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and a survivor of the Holocaust, developed his theory of logotherapy not in a comfortable Viennese office, but within the barbed wire fences of Auschwitz and Dachau. He was stripped of everything: his family, his possessions, his manuscript, his very name. He was a walking embodiment of the branded man. In the camps, Frankl observed a terrifying truth. The people who survived were not always the physically strongest. They were the ones who were able to find a meaning in their unimaginable suffering. Some lived for the hope of seeing a loved one again. Others lived to bear witness to the horrors, so the world would never forget. Frankl himself lived to reconstruct the scientific manuscript the Nazis had destroyed. They could not change their circumstances. They could not remove the brand of their suffering. But as Frankl famously wrote, they retained the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. This is the ultimate proof. The human spirit, when armed with a purpose born from its own pain, can endure the unendurable. Frankl did not emerge from the camps broken. He emerged with a philosophy that has helped millions. He did not erase his brand, he held it up to the light and used it to illuminate the human condition for the rest of us. The logic is undeniable. You cannot outrun your past. You cannot drink it away, drug it away, or distract it away. It is a part of you. The only path to freedom is not through escape, but through integration. To accept the scar tissue as part of your body and to learn to use the strength it has given you. It is not about loving your pain. It is about respecting the person you had to become in order to survive it. Visual. A split screen. On one side, Guts, in his berserker armor, roaring in defiance. On the other, a historical photo of Viktor Frankl, his eyes possessing a deep, knowing calm. The images are both black and white, united by the theme of enduring will. Phase 6. The call to action. We have walked together through the valley of the shadow. We have looked the brand in the eye and refused to blink. But the journey does not end here. The struggle is eternal. The brand bleeds in the presence of demons. These demons take many forms in our own lives. So, I ask you now, struggler, in the comments below, tell me, what is the demon that makes your own brand ache the most? Is it the presence of deceit? The shadow of fear? The sting of injustice? Or the ghost of failure? Name your demon. Let us see that we are not alone in the things we fight. You have found a fire in the darkness. You have found a forge for the broken. This is the struggler's sanctuary. If you are one who walks the hard path, who chooses to fight rather than fade, then subscribe and join the watch. There are more battles to come. Your brand is now your compass. But a compass is useless if you have no destination. To turn your struggle into a true purpose, you must understand the nature of the abyss itself. Therefore, you must watch our video on Nietzsche's Abyss. Why you must become a monster to fight monsters. It is the next step on your journey. The link is on your screen. Now, go. Pick up your sword. The night is long, and the hunt has just begun. Keep struggling.